Hello, I'm Jason Howland. Welcome to Speaking of Health, a place to help you learn how to live a longer and healthier life. Most of us live pretty busy lives, and we wish we had faster ways to cook and plan our meals. The good news is it's easier to eat healthy than you might think, even when you are in a hurry. Our guest today is Grace Feldberg. She is a registered dietitian and nutritionist at Mayo Clinic Health System. Grace, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Jason.
Well, let's start out by telling folks a little bit about the basics of healthy eating.
Yeah, there's two ways that you can go about eating healthier and learning a little bit more about nutrition. One is the Food Guide Pyramid. It's been around for a long time. In the past 10 years, it's been revised, and you can certainly find more information about how to eat healthier on many government websites, especially myfoodpyramid.gov. That website talks a little bit more about the different food groups, fruits, veggies, grains, those lean proteins, and how to incorporate them in. And most importantly, it talks a little bit more about those portion sizes you would typically be eating, and how many portion sizes to get in throughout the day. Now, that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort to think about going to this website and learning a little bit more about how to eat healthier. A really nice visualization that I like to use to help patients learn how to eat healthier is actually using the plate method. There's also a really nice online website to help you out with that. It's actually choosemyplate.gov. And what it suggests you do is make half your plates those fruits or veggies, a quarter of it be the starch, a quarter of it be the protein, and have a serving of non-fat or low-fat dairy products on the side. It's a really nice, great visualization for any meal or snack, and really trying to incorporate that from breakfast to lunch to that evening meal.
And pretty simple, too.
And very simple.
Well, so many of us are on the run a lot. Let's start by talking about how do you prepare to eat healthier when you're in a hurry?
Great question. And I think a big piece of that starts in the grocery store. It is stocking your pantry and stocking basically your shelves to make sure you have those food items on hand when you're going to need them most. And I really encourage people to go to the grocery store and shop the perimeter of the grocery store, because that's where you're going to find those fresh fruits, those veggies, and those dairy products. You're also going to find those lean meats at those meat counters, and really trying to aim towards less processed, those inner aisles of the grocery stores. We're going to find a little bit more sodium, more items that might be a little less healthy for us, essentially.
You know, a lot of people will say, but those processed foods, those pre-prepared, those things are easier when I'm in a hurry than doing what you're saying, which is taking fresh fruits and vegetables.
I think there's a compromise. Certainly those prepackaged items can be useful in situations, but it's taking a little bit more time to plan ahead, meaning, okay, those grains or those rices or beans or legumes take a little bit longer to cook from scratch, but if you do all your grocery shopping on one night and then that same evening or the following day, you'll wash all your produce, you prep it, and you put it in plastic baggies, single-serve baggies, or even in a big bowl or a big container set throughout the week. All you have to do is grab them, and maybe they go into the lunchbox one day, or maybe the following day you decide to have some steamed cauliflower or steamed broccoli for an evening meal. You're not having to get that knife or cutting board out every single evening to wash and prep those veggies. All you have to do is throw it in a pan. So it really saves yourself some time with those long grain cooking, those rices, those legumes. What you can do is throw them in a pan the same time that you're washing and prepping those veggies, and then what you're doing is saving yourself time throughout the week. So you cook those, it takes about an hour to cook them. Well, now if you have a batch of rice, 2-3 cups of rice, one night you can use that for stir fry. The following night you can throw it into a casserole or a hot dish of some sort. So it really doesn't have to be a lot of work, and odds are you're going to save yourself more time if you get that knife and that cutting out board out one time a week versus 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week.
What advice do you have for folks to be smart grocery shoppers?
Well, the first
Smart, not saving prices, but smart, healthy-wise.
Smart, healthy wise. Like I said, shopping the perimeter of the store is a really good goal. And then also going prepared. Have a grocery list of those different items that you want to grab and keep stocked in your pantry. Some things to think about is you can certainly do some of those prepackaged items, especially when it comes to like fruit cups. They also have small veggie cups now that you can purchase. Those steamer packs of veggies, keeping those in the refrigerator. Having those things on your grocery list every week makes it so much easier to think throughout the week, oh, well, okay, I don't have much time to prepare much of a meal. Well, I know that I could certainly grab some sandwiches somewhere. We all have a quarter or half of a sandwich, but I'll steam some broccoli or have a side salad with my meal that I already prepared earlier in the week. So literally, it's saving yourself that time so you can sit down and enjoy that meal with your family.
So Grace, in a working world, what are some things that you can do to prepare for that lunch and dinner and throw in a lunchbox, those kind of things?
Yeah, great question. So I myself work full time, so it's one of those things that you always have to think about, that next meal, that next snack, and it takes a conscious effort to make those healthy decisions. So one thing I encourage people to do is pack a lunchbox the night before. Throw in those fruit cups that I talked about earlier. Throw in things that, again, if you prepared those veggie bags that you can take, and now they have single-serve hummus items and single-serve light dips and even peanut butter cups that you can take and throw into your lunchbox. So they have those throughout the week.
And when you say peanut butter cups, you mean cups of peanut butter, not the chocolate peanut butter
right,
cups.
Not the chocolate peanut butter cups. Although a small piece of chocolate for dessert is certainly something that you could enjoy. What you want to do is have those items that you can throw into a lunchbox so that if you didn't have an opportunity to make something for lunch itself, you could go to the cafeteria and have a half a wrap or half a sandwich, or maybe you're stopping actually at one of those fast food chains to grab a half a sandwich or a full sandwich, but instead of the fries, you're actually throwing the fruits and the veggies in there, which makes it a more plate-like meal, with that half the plate being fruits or veggies and a quarter of it being that starch and protein. So it makes it a little bit healthier of those choices. We get in those habits, and before you know it, we are really leading a healthy lifestyle. Other quick meal ideas would actually be, even some of those frozen entrees can be healthier items. And they're usually very plate-like. They have quite a few veggies, many whole grains, and a great source of lean protein. Other quick ideas too is many gas stations have prepackaged fruits and veggies. You pay a little bit more for the price, but certainly if you don't have time to plan it ahead, it's certainly worth your while to grab some of those fruits or veggies and stop somewhere to have a nice sandwich. And of course, making healthier choices when you are out to eat, doing the grilled chicken versus a breaded chicken. More simple type items.
What about, are there ways we can change how we prepare familiar meals at home with the ingredients and the way that we cook it?
Yeah, I think there's ways to make healthier meals at home while also, again, doing some of that meal planning and prep. Just like prepping those fruits or veggies, there's ways to think, oh, okay, well, I know Wednesday night I'm going to be busy. Well, Monday night we have time to make a meal. I'm going to grill that chicken breast, and then I'm going to make extra chicken breast, because grilling is certainly healthier than frying or deep fat frying. And then on Wednesday night, when we don't have a lot of time, I can throw chunks of chicken into a whole grain tortilla wrap, just dressed with a nice light yogurt dressing or a very low fat, low calorie mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. And then you throw some craisins or onions or celery that is already washed and prepped and chopped up into that wrap. So you have a nice fresh wrap to have later in the week. Again, minimal preparation, less than 15 minutes, and you have a meal to the table that takes probably less time than it takes to go through a drive-through.
And I know you suggest incorporating the vegetables actually into the recipes for some of the items, right?
Great way to get the non-veggie lovers in the family to enjoy those veggies, or slowly start to accept them anyway. I have a very picky husband. He's a very picky eater. And so in the 6 years we've been married, I've gotten to eat 3 different vegetables. So slow progress. It takes 12 times to introduce a new food to someone before they'll even try it. Throwing shredded carrots in with spaghetti sauce is a nice way to incorporate some more veggies. Mashing cauliflower into mashed potatoes is a nice way to add some more veggies into your meal routine. And there's even recipes out there for mashed cauliflower into a pizza crust. So there's many different recipes. It takes time to learn these new cooking techniques, so maybe trying one new recipe a week, planning that out to make those meals a little healthier. And of course, there's healthier cooking techniques too, where you would use less oil in the cooking process. Using a spray oil versus pouring it on will help save you some oil. And then also substituting that non-fat plain Greek yogurt for places where you might use cream cheese, just because it helps decrease some of the, or sour cream, decrease some of that fat content.
What about crock pots? Growing up, my mother would prepare things the morning of, go to work, and then for supper, then we would have dinner waiting for us there in the crock pot. Utilizing a crock pot, a good way to eat healthier in a hurry?
Great way to eat healthier in a hurry. And also talking about meal planning and prep, you could certainly put some chicken breasts in there with some low sodium broth. Let that cook and simmer all day, plus putting some different seasonings and herbs in it. It's ready for a great shredded chicken sandwich in the evening. And what's awesome about that is leftovers now can be another chicken entree later in the week, say chicken stir fry.
Great. What about snacks? When you're in a rush and grabbing a quick snack, what are some healthy options for snacks versus eating junk food?
Yeah, I think we need to redefine the word snack. So snacks, often people think of chips, cookies, crackers, just quick munching items that we can grab and go. Really, going back to the basics of nutrition, we should incorporate more fruits and veggies and really have the base of our diet be plant-based. And so any snack time or any opportunity to eat is a great time to amplify your nutrition. And one of the ways you can go about doing that is thinking about a snack more in terms of an apple with maybe a little bit of peanut butter, or half an English muffin spread with some farmer's cheese, which just is a soft cheese, and topping that with some fruit. There's just so many different ways that you can snack healthier. Any fruits or veggies, thinking back to your childhood, Ants on a Log, where you can get the peanut butter cups and the small raisin packs that you could have all prepackaged and ready to go in your lunchbox for the day.
What about nuts and dried fruit?
Great source of nutrition. You just have to be mindful of the portion size, because it's really easy to sit there and keep snacking on those nuts, and before you know it, you've gone through a whole pack. So a really nice way to help with the portion size is getting a small container that is about an ounce portion size and filling that up every day to help keep a watchful eye on that portion size.
So far, I think mostly we've been talking about healthy eating for adults, but what about parents with children? Getting those kids to eat healthier too, because kids are in a hurry as well as their parents.
Well, we lead by example, so kids oftentimes will learn from what parents do, and I think the best way to get kids involved is to start to get them included in meal preparation and meal planning. So really work on getting kids involved in what you're cooking, what you're preparing, or even if you can do that farm-to-table approach where you get them involved in planting, growing, and harvesting of those different items. Be a great way to help out.
Great. Well, before we go here, any last words of advice for people who want to eat healthy in a hurry?
I think, again, the big piece is we're not eating in a hurry. We're doing the meal planning and prepping so we can sit down and enjoy that family meal and enjoy that social time versus working so hard to make this quick meal and then eating really quickly. So really make sure that you plan so that you can sit down and enjoy a nice, peaceful meal.
Fantastic. Well, unfortunately, we are all out of time, but I'd like to thank our guest today, Grace Fehlberg, registered dietitian and nutritionist at Mayo Clinic Health System, for joining us. A great topic, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone, and be healthy.